Hello and welcome. My name is Brittany Falter and I am the Research Services Coordinator at the Special Collections Research Center. So some of you may be wondering, what is Special Collections? The Society of American Archivists states that archives refer to the permanent, valuable records. So these are things that we try to keep forever, such as letters, reports, manuscripts, photographs, some objects. These are typically primary source materials, though we do have secondary source materials as well. The things we specifically collect are manuscripts, which are unpublished materials, books, photos, objects, audiovisual materials, and born digital items. Born digital items refers to anything that was created digitally, not something that was physical and then digitized later on. So emails that might be important, or flyers, or any marketing materials that were initially made online. Our main priority is access, so this means everything that we do as a team to collect, process, and make collections available are all for the purpose of allowing anyone to use these materials. And this is just a refresher on primary and secondary sources. So primary sources are raw materials of history, the original documents created during the time. And secondary sources are accounts without first-hand experience. So some people, when they think of archives or special collections, tend to think of really old books or objects or things that are kind of falling apart that are all related to history. While we do collect a lot of items that are historical, we really pay attention to GMU's research interest and instruction interest, so we collect a wide variety of subject areas. We have local history, we have performing arts, so like Arena Stage or the Federal Theater Project. We also have transportation and urban planning, so one example of this could be Reston. We have a lot of Reston related materials. And then university archives, so anything related to the history of George Mason. We have things from different colleges, different campuses, different events, organizations, photographs, anything like that. Then we have artist books, which are books that are actually art objects, so they don't always look like books, and we use them a lot for instructions. And then we have oral histories. We have oral histories from the community and local areas, but then we also have our own GMU oral history program where we record GMU affiliated people. These are just some ways we can help students and faculty. The first way is through research consultations. So if you are really new to this whole idea of working in an archives or doing research, you can reach out to us and we will do a research consultation, which basically just helps you navigate our website, figure out what you need, anything like that. You can ask questions and we can try to help you to the best of our ability. We also collect student, organization, and faculty papers for future researchers. As I mentioned before, we all work together to improve access to our materials through usually providing more in-depth finding aids or doing outreach, social media, stuff like that. We can also help through personal research. So anyone from the community or from George Mason is allowed to come in and view our materials. It does not have to be for a paper or anything like that. You can just come in and look at the materials that you are interested in for any reason. We also host a lot of instruction sessions, so I personally work with a lot of faculty in and outside of the library to bring in classes, to use a lot of our primary and secondary source materials and interact with them. We also have different outreach and events. So how can you use these collections? Under normal circumstances, we are open 9:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. During the semester, we do offer evening hours as long as you let us know ahead of time, and we will try to accommodate the schedule that you are requesting. All you would have to do is email speakle@gmu.edu to schedule an appointment or talk about research needs. Step 2. If you haven't already taken a look at finding aids or catalog records, it would be good to start there. All of this can be found on our website, or you can schedule a research consultation so that I can walk you through it personally. So this picture is just a small example of a finding aid. It has a lot of information such as how big the collection is, what the collection title is, some information about the collection, and then we usually have some sort of inventory, which would be further down. The Society of American Archivists defines a finding aid as a tool that facilitates discovery of information within a collection. So basically, it's just telling you the general idea of what's in the collection, but we don't do item level finding aids, so not every single piece of paper or object or photograph will be inventoried on there, but it'll give you a good general idea of what each box or folder may have. And this is an example of the catalog record, which you can find on the GMU library website. Catalog records are different than finding aids because catalog records are used for books, and finding aids are just used for archival materials that are not books. So the catalog will have everything that George Mason Libraries has in its entire collection, including books that are at special collections, whereas finding aids will only have items that are in special collections that are paper or unpublished materials. The next step would be to look over our policies, which are also all located on our website. If you are a first-time user, you will also have to fill out a researcher registration form, which is just a quick 2-minute form, and then next you would let the research services coordinator know which collections or books you would like to use. Before entering the reading room, which is where you will be looking at the collections or books that you select, you will have to put all prohibited items in lockers. We have information on our website and in our physical space saying which items are prohibited, but this usually includes things like pens, backpacks or purses, big coats, food, drinks, stuff like that. And then once you come in, all your items are in the locker. You will just have to sign in on a little iPad that we have, and that just records the time you go in and out of the reading room so that we have that for stats. Step 4 is to just do the research. So both of these images are from actual researchers who have come in our reading room. The first shows a person who was looking up pictures in one of our performing arts collections for an anniversary that they were working on. And then the other picture from the GMU crew team, and they were interested in seeing what the crew team in 1980s looked like. So they were in here just for personal research. So that just, again, goes to emphasize that you don't need to be working on a paper or anything like that to come in and view the materials. Anyone is welcome. If you are off-site and unable to come on to campus to do research, we can provide photocopies of manuscript materials for a fee. There are issues with preservation that sometimes prevent us from being able to reproduce materials, or if there are copyright or restriction issues. But for the most part, we should be able to accommodate those requests. We do already have some digitized collections, although they are mostly photography collections, and you can also find those on our website or email Spiegel for more help. Usually with books, we are unable to copy parts of books or the entire book, just because, again, there are copyright issues, but also preservation issues dealing with the binding. We also have online exhibitions. So that could be a great place to get some ideas for a potential research project or to just kind of see what we have. That is all. Please feel free to visit our website at scrc.gmu.edu or email us anytime you have questions. Thank you.